Hello and welcome. I'm Tracy Pa with another edition of Scope. The PNG to Australia Church Partnership Program is a story of literacy, health, research and governance. The PNG to Australia Church Partnership Program is a long-standing development initiative funded by the Australian government through its Department of Foreign Affairs that collaborates with Papua New Guinea's mainline churches to deliver essential health, education and social services to remote and rural communities across PNG. Our story begins at Bigabari Adult Literacy School in Port Moresby. The program has been recognized for restoring dignity and building confidence.
Bigabari Adult Literacy School in Port Moresby's Northwest Electorate is restoring dignity and building confidence among Papua New Guineans. During the site visit from the PNG Australia Church Partnership Program recently, adult literacy teacher Nancy Oba
I'm proud of my country. I'm proud of my country. Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea. Our blessed country. Our blessed country. Monogram number 39. Monogram number 39. Oi never used at the end of the word. Oi never used at the end of the word. Soy. Soy. Koi. 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 I use coins. I use coins. For why my food. For why my food. Monogram number 41. Monogram number 41. Checkers. Checkers. Shirt. Yes. School. School. Set. I am proud of. Anglican Church. Anglican Church. Of Papua New Guinea. Of Papua New Guinea. Offering me. Offering me. This school. This school. To learn. How to read and write. How to read and write. And to do. And to do. Sustainability. Sustainability. In my life. In my life. Number 42. Monogram number 42. RO. Australia. Australia. Because of my studies. I want to go to Australia. Number 40.
shared a role at the Adult Literacy School and its positive outcomes.
Totally illiterate who've never been to a school. And I take English, maths, social inclusion that's integrated to GETSI, child protection, gender, and I also take the religious education in the class. The literacy program is a very vital program that helps the students who are lost out there to know how to read and write and to be a sustainable person in their lives. I place them into the pathways to enter into their formal schools or TVETs, or even go to primary schools and secondary schools also. I'm a proud person who is teaching the level 1s.
A class has between 50 and 80 students. Among them is Madeline Thomas.
In 2024, I'll come AA, so I'll make level 1. So 2025 last year. So this year I'll go to Ford Center, I'll make my grade 7 Ford. So I'm still AA with ACPNG Anglican Church to learn more.
Church leaders highlighted the dignity and renewal of self-esteem that literacy brings.
Adult literacy is not only learning to read and write. It is about restoring dignity, empowering families, and opening doors for people to participate meaningfully in society, church life, and nation building. Through this adult literacy ministry, meaning lives are being renewed with confidence, hope, and opportunity.
During the visit to St. Therese Clinic, Cardinal Sir John Ribat emphasized dignity and values in health services under the program.
And the communities that are suffering, and we are always there for them. We are always there to help them, but also recognizing the support of this partnership through the Australian involvement, supporting us. As one of the interviews I mentioned here, that the churches when we are there, and many times when we are having our meeting and so on, we recognize that we do not have that resources behind us. But we carry out these important responsibilities in the services we have for our people.
Since 2004, Australia has funded the program to build capacity, respond to HIV, strengthen literacy, and promote gender equality.
The partnership is behind that. Our partnership with Australia is behind this, all these works like this. When we visited the Anglicare, we saw it happening there. When we visited the St. Therese Clinic, we saw it happening also there. And these are the two examples. But there are many that are happening throughout the country with the partnership we have with Australia. Our partnership with Australia supports this unity, and it reflects values.
The partnership also supports research and infrastructure. At PNG IMR and Maverick Hospital, $10 million has been invested in refurbishment and equipment.
And with the partnership of the Australian government through all these years, if it wasn't for you, like I have said, step by step, side by side, you've been there in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of everything, and also in church-state partnership. So when you look at in terms of churches, when you go to the remote area, very remote area, you don't see government services are there. You'll find only churches are there. And churches are there to provide and giving hope to those people, hope to the hopeless that are far beyond the reach of government service. So I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to all the pastors, all the presidents. And I'd like to acknowledge the education sector, the health sector, for being partnership also in that ministry through the work of the churches, and we've seen the changes. And we've seen the demonstration and also the evidence that is being shared here.
Partners reaffirmed their support for literacy and community programs, including the Australian Eye Commission.
Schools like this are what we like to call faith in action. It's about leveraging your faith, leveraging the community relationships that exist under that faith, and doing something with it to benefit you, benefit your families, to benefit your communities, and to benefit and serve your church. It's not just about teaching people to read. It's about giving them the tools to learn, to grow, and to seize new opportunities for themselves and their families.
Through the Church Partnership Program, we aim to continue supporting the churches in this vital work. Today, as we mark the next phase of this partnership, I am absolutely delighted to welcome church leaders to the Australian High Commission to formalise this partnership, to sign together this partnership. And it's not only the signing, it's together the commitment we make to the partnership as it goes forward. And together we renew our shared commitment to the people and communities of Papua New Guinea. I can assure you that Australia is proud to stand with you as we have for generations, united in partnership and striving together. This is faith in action.
This coverage shows the journey from literacy to governance, from local classrooms to international partnerships. It proves once again that where government services cannot go and where the road ends, the church is there.
You're watching Scope. Validation workshops on the proposed Oil Palm Management and Authority bills is completed. Next steps include screening and an NEC endorsement before it can be presented in Parliament. the proposed Oil Palm Management and Authority bills is set to be reviewed by the relevant state agencies before it goes to the State Solicitor's Office for further screening. Validation workshops have been completed with stakeholders including growers and milling companies. After the screening, the proposal will go before the National Executive Council for endorsement before Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke can table it in Parliament to make it a law.
The work towards having the Oil Palm Management and Authority bills passed in Parliament is making significant progress. The proposed bills are set to undergo review by the relevant state agencies before it reaches the State Solicitor's Office for further screening. From there, the bills will be presented to the National Executive Council for endorsement, after which Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke will have them tabled in Parliament to become law. At the final validation workshop in Kimbe, West New Britain Province, Minister Maneke expressed gratitude to all stakeholders, including milling companies and growers, for their input.
So much of hiccups in the process, but I believe that the timing is right. And with me being here, I really want to make sure that there must be a legislation for the people and for the country, Papua New Guinea. The way forward is very, very clear, and we all know very well we have programs already ignited in other provinces as well. And it all depends on this legislation. So long as this legislation is pushed through, then we can be able to see new developments in other provinces.
He noted that after 4 years of extensive consultations across the country, the final validation workshop was successfully completed in Kimbe on May 21st, 2026. Maneke also took the opportunity to acknowledge the support of the Marape Rosso government in facilitating the review of the Oil Palm Industry Corporation Act of 1992. He said the collaborative efforts are vital in moving forward with the legislation that will lay the foundation for a more robust and accountable oil palm sector.
Papua New Guinea, this legislation is very important. After this bill, let me go through. But also we talk to this. Some kind of work also you need to make them smallholder, na OPIC. OPIC is designed for these projects in Papua New Guinea to attend to smallholders. Now you play clear. And smallholders OPIC by responsible loan. Now lawyer, you will like making so that time Mr. Polo, look at man by tani. You play clear. Look at man by tani. Time to transport component also this also and we must start 9 o'clock tani. Because why not me to also? Because also law time we put in and we important that. And we must start law safeguarding interest all growers na all leno nasa.
The giant oil palm milling company, Sime Darby, has expressed full support for the proposed Oil Palm Management and Authority. However, the company highlighted that the bills should not only aim to support the growth of the oil palm industry, but also safeguard the constitutional and commercial rights of both growers and the company. The company urged that any duplication of existing laws must be effectively streamlined for governance. Head of Smallholders Affairs for NBPOL, Wilfred Tangole, emphasized that the proposed legislation should also consider international trade obligations. He said this consideration would ensure that the policies align with global standards and enhance the industry's competitiveness on the international stage.
Overall, NDPL go against this regulation or palm oil policy. Instead, company look carefully. A couple of things here. Number one, bill must support the growth of industry. You talk about sustainability. It has to support the growth of this industry. And this is the way local go so far. Number two, we must protect the constitutional commercial rights of the union. As a grower, as a business, and in the country as we in work. You look at some of the estates now, they're developing into micro businesses. They're developing a 10-hectare block into a business. How do we support these people to be able to go bigger and better?
Tangole emphasized that the overarching goal is to create a regulatory environment that fosters growth while protecting the rights and interests of all stakeholders involved in the oil palm sector.
Look, company, look, time maintaining our international trade obligation. We do palm oil as markets overseas. And we got on some kind of food safety requirement in this look. So all these law standards, you must not selling oil nothing, you must produce this oil or CPO, you must look meeting this law something. This is something where you can look and enabling making industry go. So on a short note, we would recommend a little bit more consultation. I agree with the idea of bringing us together a little bit more one-to-one with the team. And like I said, it has to be a friendly approach as we deal with this thing, because if we mishandle it now, look at the time steps us up.
Agi Oil Palm also raised similar concerns but recommended that more consultations be done. General Manager Craig Gibson said the bills must be screened carefully in order that the outcome is a win-win for all the stakeholders.
So bottom line is, Agi Oil Palm, we are there for smallholders, we are there for PNG. We want to see reform, but we want it done the right way so we can end up with the win-win-win situation for our industry, so it's sustainable now and it's sustainable for the next 100 years in PNG.
Drop a like or comment on this story later on the TV1 online website, Facebook, YouTube and TikTok. Oil palm growers expressed support for the proposed oil palm management and authority bills. They want better governance and sustainable practices. After 4 years of extensive consultation across the country, the final validation workshop on the Oil Palm Authority and Management Bills was completed in Kimbe on May 21st this year. It has the support of growers who want better governance and sustainable practices.
The West New Britain oil palm growers have expressed strong support for the proposed Oil Palm Authority and Management Bills. Participants used these sessions to lock in the final changes to the proposed laws, which aim to improve governance, modernize the regulatory framework, and strengthen the role of OPIC. Secondly, it ensures transparency when addressing key grower grievances regarding pricing transparency, equitable benefit sharing, and infrastructure. Thirdly, it promotes sustainability, align PNG's practices with international standards to ensure better market access and fair participation. And fourthly, encourage downstream processing, push for refining palm oil locally, example, producing soap and cooking oil, to retain greater economic value within PNG. During the final validation workshop, the growers highlighted the significance of the bill in enhancing the oil palm sector's governance and promoting sustainable practices.
All right, mi ba kaya no sa mo ba? Tomorrow when we know the story.
There's so many things that you will miss out. Government will miss you. So suppose you do not understand or feel like something, it must be a policy. Policy must finish. Suppose you look inside the room, you know, benefiting to us. You must change some of the law inside. You must change some of the rule inside, some of the regulation inside, to benefit them online. So what they did today, and what is this not policy, only revising. No benefiting you, not benefiting more.
Ating bukan bisa pudin na sila tu pabili mas gopasan. Gada sila reform continuous regular reforms ini mas kama minister. Ini mas kama. Supaya kita sampai heavy pari namen. Imas gato reforms located law something where you know capturing inside of sila tu plano.
Additionally, the growers recommended that milling companies engage in roundtable discussions with the technical working group to address any minor amendments before the bills are submitted to the National Executive Council for consideration and eventual tabling in Parliament.
Pricing formula 3070, got to be specific. No formula, making clear good. Me grow up to money, me that's 70%. 30% go company, and 30% go apart from transport lady or upper ladies, we will pay you. So 30% of the cover one something. Otherwise, it's what money from me. So that formula has to be very, very clear. Now then I can go inside on bill.
Team leader for the technical working group, Timothy Mais, said such a collaborative approach aims to ensure that all stakeholders' perspectives are taken into account, fostering a more inclusive legislative process that ultimately benefits the industry and local communities.
Yes, so here is the issue about, we were working on a 2022 draft until 3 weeks ago, now we put in 2026. If you look at the drafts we gave out, we started with version 1 in 2024. Beginning of this year, we were on draft 20 or something, version 20, but still 2022. That was just document control. We were still working, changing the drafts all along. It's just document control. We plug on version 20 and we plug printing again. We never changed the date until 2022. Why? Just document control. So you plug looking late last year, some draft got out, some lawyer decided to put 2025, now it's circulating 2025 without us issuing a 2025 draft. That's why we were maintaining 2022 because of the document control.
Following the validation of the proposed oil palm management and authority bills, the draft bill will undergo a thorough review by the relevant state agencies to ensure its compliance and effectiveness. Once the scrutiny is complete, it will be forwarded to the Public Solicitor's Office for further assessment. After receiving feedback from the Public Solicitor, the bills will then be submitted to the Solicitor General for additional legal review. The final step will involve presenting the bills to the National Executive Council, after which Minister for Oil Palm will table them in Parliament for discussion and approval. This process is crucial for ensuring that the legislation meets the needs of the industry while also safeguarding public interest and promoting sustainable practices.
And that ends tonight's Scope. Visit the TV1 online website, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and leave a like or comment on our Scope stories this evening. Until next Sunday, I'm Tracy Pa. Good night.